Hey guys, welcome back for another vlog for Smart Mini Saturday. Hope you guys have had a great week and hopefully your day has been awesome. So, I think I missed you guys last week and I don't know. I guess I just needed to take a break or something. I don't know. But I'm definitely happy to be back and back on track. I did my first vlog yesterday. So I didn't do anything from Saturday, Monday, and Wednesday. I didn't do any of those vlogs last week, so don't feel bad. I didn't leave y'all hanging just by yourself. Sorry. But as you know, the past week was just very upside down kind of in terms of like my car and all that kind of stuff. But everything was good. So actually I am sitting in my Mercedes. I actually purchased my car yesterday. And it's just like it really hasn't hit me yet, honestly. Like I'm sitting in my car, the car that I've been wanting for all these years. I'm sitting in it now. It's mine. So it's just an amazing feeling. I remember just a few weeks ago, I was kind of like, oh my God, what do I do first? Do I buy the house? Do I finish my down payment on my home and my emergency fund, or get my car? So when my car went out and literally I could not get it to start, I don't know if it was the starter, the alternator, or what, but all I know was, I prayed about it and I was like, God, what do you want me to do? Because I didn't want to invest all this money into a car that was, was going out, like I said, it was like maybe 10 or 11,000 miles away from 200,000 miles, and it was already kind of doing this thing when I was driving on the highway, like it sometimes didn't want to stop, and I was like, oh my gosh. So I noticed, like, every time I got in my car to go out and see my clients and stuff, I would feel very anxious, and I just didn't like that feeling. Like, I just wanted to be able to get in my car, be motivated, get my coffee, and just get out and go grind, listen to my music, just chill and know that I'm safe. And even when I put my children in the car, it was just very scary for me. And I truly believe that God doesn't make mistakes. And I believe that he'll do things, So for me, I thought about it. I was like, maybe God shut my car down because something could have happened to me and my children while we were driving that car, and like I would have been like, dang, I knew I should have just parked it and left it alone. So I was like, I'm just gonna be grateful for that. So I was able to get a great deal on my car, and it's a depreciating asset, but it's an asset nevertheless that I get to add to my category, and I'm so excited about that. Now I'm basking in this moment, but it really hasn't hit me yet. It hasn't hit me yet. So very true to who I am naturally, I always move on to the next thing. And only for the first 6 months of this year, because I said after like the end of like the mid 2019, I'm gonna just kind of stop, because by then I should have accomplished the 5 main things that I wanted to do. Once I get finished with that, I'm really just gonna relax. I was telling my friend that last night, like I'm just gonna chill and just really just enjoy the fruits of my labor. But it's almost like I'm at the last phase of this like high energy, very super motivated, ambitious person stuff. And once I complete this phase, then I'm good to go. But it's like, keep it going. So, I'm so happy to have my car. I love it. It drives very great. And I'm really super happy inside. But I know it's like, okay, keep going. What else is next? What's next? So, just a reminder, I did sign my book contract last month. So, actually, my publisher scheduled a meeting between us for next for in a few weeks. So we'll make that call, and I'm not really sure when she's gonna tell me, like, I guess when we set our the actual release date, and when I need to shoot for my book cover, whatever. We'll discuss those things, I'm sure, probably this meeting or the next week meeting after that. But that's exciting, just to know that's progressing along. And that was one of the goals. So, my first goal for January, the contract, get that, done. And then obviously I didn't know how I wanted other things to go, but I've got my car now. And next, the main thing for me is not necessarily moving into my home, but signing the contract, like having a home, like knowing, okay, this is where I'm going to be living. So for me, gratefully and thankfully, I have a realtor team that I'm working with here in Atlanta, and they shared with me that there's a new home community, and which I want, because at first I was kind of like, do I want to build a home, or do I want to buy something that's already available? But I know me, my OCD won't allow me to really move into a house. I don't know, like, I just like the bathtubs and stuff. I be like super anal about that kind of stuff. I'm just like, ugh, like, oh my gosh. So, because like the last apartment I lived in before this one, it was a new construction. I was the first person to live in it. Like, so I love that. So I think for me, having like a brand new home that is just mine, and I get to design it exactly how I want it, that fits for me. But I also have to take in consideration the timeline, my time schedule. So there are some, like, what they call quick standing, I think that's what they're called, quick move-in homes. So those are homes that have already been built. I think you can make some changes in it, but the foundation's already built, basically. So with that, I think it's a 45-day process, but he said that it takes $2,500 just to start the process, like, to sign a contract and start the building or whatever. So my goal is, I already have that, obviously, but my goal is to submit my paperwork and everything into the lender. This is another mortgage company, but that's attached to the home builder. But submit everything, get everything to them as far as my tax records and everything like that, because I'm self-employed now. Get that $2,500, meet with the realtor, sign our contract, all that kind of stuff. I want to have all of that done by the 28th. Now, it should be done way before then, but that's my goal. Like, that's my deadline for myself. So that way, by the end of the month, I've gotten my contract for my book, I bought my car, I have, and then I would have signed my contract for my house to get started with building it, or, get started with the whole process of that. And I would have my next meeting with my publisher to kind of move it forward and see where we are in the process with that. So that takes me into to March, which, that's a whole nother, I don't really know what that's going to look like, but I think it's going to be fast moving, but I want to have those things done. So that's that. Also for the February, I am going to go to North Carolina. Every time I get close to going to North Carolina, something happens. That was another issue I had with my cars, because I was so scared of driving to North Carolina, and obviously I could have rented a car, but it seemed like if I rented a car, it was going to cost me about $500 basically, just to go for like a 3-day trip to see my family. So between a rental car, food, gas, stuff like that, get my hair done, because I'm like, it would have been about $300 to $500, and I was just like, I'm frugal, so I don't want to spend that kind of money. So now I have my car, and I can get up and just go. And so my mom's birthday is this month, and my daughter turns 11 this month. My son turned 12 last month, so I'm excited about that. So February is like a very exciting time. It's like every week has something more to offer. And also, the last thing I want to tell you guys about is that I signed another contract. If you watched my video from yesterday for Freedom Friday, the contract that I'm already contracted with, or agency I'm contracted with, we signed an additional contract with that for me to do substance abuse groups 1 to 2 times a week, and that's going to bring in between $2,000 to $3,000 a month additional on top of what I was already making. So my income should be between like $8 to $10 grand a month, literally. Like, so I'm excited. As far as student loans, somebody asked me real quick, I'm gonna respond to that real quick. My student loans are in deferment until June. That's the last thing. That's the last plan I had put together. They're in deferment till June, so I think I'm gonna keep them there. Obviously, I hate the fact that the interest is going up, but it shouldn't go back to where I was in between that time. So I'm gonna keep it in deferment, and then as soon as June hit, like I said, everything will be good. I would have my home, my down payment, my emergency fund saved up. All that stuff should be done. So I'm going to I would have my publishing income, my YouTube income, and I'll use about half of my income from what I make every month and throw that all at student loans. So my goal is to have that paid off by my birthday. That's my goal, to have that paid off by my birthday. So by November of this year, have my student loans paid off completely. And another thing, somebody asked in one of the comments, which I still haven't got to. I'm so sorry, y'all. I think I'm gonna do that tonight. I said I was gonna do it, but I am, and I'm gonna follow y'all back. Don't beat me up, please. I really want to get started with investing, but like I said, it'll be around June when I start all of this. But I said I'm going to take a minimum of $1,000 every month and invest. So I'm definitely going to start investing in Lending Club. I already signed up. I already started an account, but you have to put $1,000 in there, and I didn't want to use any of my money on that right now. But I want to say around May or June. Though that's going to be my focus. So I'm going to be focused on paying off my student loans, investing at least $1,000 a month toward, investments. So like maybe $500 to the Lending Club account, and maybe $500 towards stocks and bonds or whatever. And then also by the end of the year, I want to have purchased like a little small home, so like investment home, and I want to pay around $25,000 for it. And I know it sounds crazy, but I actually I have a friend who's just getting into real estate investing, and there's some properties, trust me, and I lived there, so I remember. And one of my coworkers, when I worked in the prison, she was a real estate investor, landlord, and she had land, like plots of land. She had houses for rent and stuff like that. And when she would tell me how much they cost, I was looking at her like, are you joking, right? Like, no way. I'm talking about like $9 grand, $2 grand. I mean, it was so crazy. So like I said, I want to have at least like $25,000 where I can buy, at minimum, I want like a little small home that costs $25,000 or less. So it might be like a little small property, and I got it, and it needs a lot of work probably, but I got it for like 10 grand or something, and or something like that, plus some plots of land where I can build some parking spaces or whatever, or somebody wants to do like some trailer parks, whatever. That's my goal. So I'm gonna have $25,000 just set aside just for rental investments, and that's by the end of the year. That's by December. So basically, like I said, it's so imperative that I stick to my plan for the rest of the next, what was February, so March, April, May, June, 4 months, just to get everything complete, get that part complete, and then it's full speed back on paying off the student loans, because that's the only debt I have now at this point. Paying off the student loans, which I have on mortgage, but paying off the student loans, and investing, and then so investing in stocks, in the peer-to-peer groups for lending, and then real estate. So building all that up. So I'm excited. I know it's a lot, but I'm excited because this year is just gonna go. So I mean, come on, you're 30, and I'm all about like building wealth, and that's where I'm at. And I know, some people are like, are you sure you want to buy a home? That kind of stuff. But it's like, no, like literally every time I pay rent here, I'm just like, that could be going. It's like they call it forced saving, right? So you got to pay the rent anyway, but it's going to somebody else. But when it'll be like paying rent to yourself, and it's going into a big savings account, and you're building wealth. It's an asset. The house that I'm getting won't be my forever home. I'm going to have I think I'll probably live in it for 3 to 5 years, pay it off in full. My goal is to pay my house off, and I might get a 30-year mortgage, honestly, but I'll probably pay it off in like 4 to 5 years. That's my goal. I know I will. And I want to sell it and then use that either as an income property, which I probably won't, because I would already have investment properties. So I probably will, I don't know, I might sell it. It depends. I think I will sell it, because I was thinking like I could just give it to my children or something like that, but I'll help them get their own house whenever, before, like, that won't even be an issue. But my whole point is that, you know, my forever home will be $1 million estate, definitely. You know, the gated property, that kind of thing, like, definitely. So, and for me, that's an investment in itself, because it'll be the type of property where I can rent it out for wedding venues, or, you know, different events, and make money off of my primary home. But it'll be so big that, like, you know, I'll probably rent it out for like certain months, and during those months I'll be somewhere else in, like, in another home that I own in North Carolina or Miami, you know, something like that. So I'm just excited about, like, the trajectory of my life, and just really kind of you know, planning out things that I want to make happen. And I think for me, you know, buying my Mercedes, that was, you know, I know some people were like, oh, why would you get your car before your house? I know. Trust me, that was not the plan. But, you know, honestly, this has motivated me, because it's like, oh, wow, I did it. Like, this really happened just now. So it really gave me that extra kick that I can make things happen. Like, things that I said I wanted to do, I'm making. And then it should have been like that when I signed my book deal. Like, that was, like, crazy. And like I said, like, I'm working with a celebrity publisher, so you guys, who knows what's gonna happen later this year. That's all I'm gonna say. And I don't want to put too much out here, because I'm gonna start I have a vlog. I think I started already, I did one, but I'll share more about my book as it comes along. But I can pretty much promise you that you'll see me on TV a few times this year. So just be ready. You know, just be ready. Like, I mean, that's what I'm just like, okay, God, like, you blowing my mind. You're blowing my mind right now. Man, I think it's starting to come down now. It's starting to hit me now, but let me go. I really appreciate you guys' support. I know that I am not necessarily on the whole Dave Ramsey plan anymore. I've pretty much deviated completely from it now at this point. But in June, I'll get back on track. If you guys are, like, really wanting to follow me on how I pay off my student loans, whatever, just bear with me until then. Like, that's all I can say, because I'm not on that track right now. If you want to follow me and follow my journey on how, you know, I get my house and that kind of stuff, then stick with me. Like I said, right now, student loans, it's just not my priority. Like, I'd rather have $25,000 sitting in my bank account for emergency funds, have a nice, beautiful home that I own, my Mercedes, have a successful, thriving business as a young black woman, 30, as a single mom of 2, a best-selling book, and with another book coming behind it, I'm sure, like, very soon after that. You know, TV personality. Like, I would much rather have all of that than to say, oh my gosh, my student loans are paid off. Because then what exactly does that mean? Like, if that makes sense. And I'm not discouraging anybody from doing that, but they're more important things. I'm sorry, like, and I am so grateful, because it taught me how to budget. It taught me how to just get really intensely focused, because, again, remember, I paid off over $16,000 in debt in 8 months by myself as a single mom with, like, basically one income. So I know what I can do. I know what I've already accomplished. Like, I paid off all my debt besides student loans. Like, I'm good. Like, if that makes sense. Like, and my student loans aren't in default. Every payment that I have made, whenever it did, wasn't in deferment. It was on time. Like, if you look at my credit report, it says 100% payments made on time. My credit score is going up. Like, I'm in a good space right now. So if you want to judge me because I'm not following the baby steps exactly, I mean, you know, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think? How do you feel? Where are you? Let me you know what, leave me a comment if you want me to subscribe back to you, if that makes sense. That way, if you don't want me to subscribe back to you, which I'm sure I would think you would, then I won't even bother. But leave me a comment, and that way I can kind of track it. And once I see your comment, I'll go back and I'll go in and I'll subscribe, because I'll be doing up clinical notes all night anyway. So I'll be on my computer at my laptop. So guys, I can't believe I did a 20-minute video, and hopefully this uploads. Oh my god. I will see you guys later. I'm so happy And I'm so grateful to have you guys on this journey. You have no idea. Like, I really am. I really appreciate you guys. I can't wait to do giveaways and stuff and meet and greets. I'm so excited about what's coming. So, here's to a beautiful, awesome month and an amazing week or year. All right, guys. See you next time.